Hi, my name's Kate James. I'm a cataloger and a former member of the RDA steering committee. This video in the RDA concept series is about representative expressions. This concept is new to RDA. You can find out more information by going to guidance and scrolling down to representative expressions. Click here. This opens up a page that explains the concept. It comes from the IFLA Library Reference Model, also known as LRM for short. And the IFLA Library Reference Model talks about using a representative expression attribute to describe a work. So notice what I said very carefully. It uses a representative expression attribute to describe a work. So representative expression attributes describe works, despite the label. The reason for this is IFLA LRM says that a work may be realized through many expressions, all of which are equal, but there are certain expressions that have characteristics that end users seem to intuitively associate with that work, and these characteristics may also be said to represent the intention of the creator of the work. For example, the play Hamlet by William Shakespeare has expressions in many languages, but end users intuitively associate that play with the English language because that is what William Shakespeare originally wrote the play in. Another example is with musical works. Johann Sebastian Bach, the composer, wrote many cantatas, one of which is known as BWV1. That's an abbreviation that's used for that cantata. So this cantata was written by Bach in F major. That's the key. And key is an expression characteristic, but because Bach wrote it in F major, users think of it as being associated with the work rather than with an expression. Now, this cantata could be arranged in another key like E minor, but it would sound very different, which is another reason end users think about BWV1 as being written in the key of F major. Now that's really all IFLA LRM said about representative expression attributes. But because RDA is a practical implementation of the model, it needed to go further. So first we talk about recording a relationship between a work and an expression, and we use the relationship element representative expression to record that relationship. So let me go to this page. So notice this is a relationship element that describes a work, which is the domain, by recording its relationship to an expression, and expression is the range. So let me show you some examples down here. So, okay, we have this work, Theogony, and we could say it has representative expression Theogonia. That's the title of a Greek expression of the work. And this makes sense because Theogony was originally written in Greek. So once we record that relationship between the work and the expression, then we can look at the expression elements and decide what elements we think could also be used as values for the work elements that have been defined for representative expression. So let me go back to the guidance page. So here we have this long list. So you heard me talk about language. So we have a language of expression element that describes an expression, and then we also have this work element, language of representative expression. So, using my example of Hamlet, we could record the value English not only for a particular expression of Hamlet, but also for the work Hamlet. As you can see, there's a pretty good list here. Another one is aspect ratio. So this is an important element for moving images. It's an expression element, aspect ratio, but then we also have this work element, aspect ratio of representative expression. So let me go to this page. So again, we have a work that's been expressed, and we would record the relationship between the work and the expression, and then we would look at the value um, for that expression of the aspect ratio and decide, yes, perhaps we want to record this as a value of aspect ratio of representative expression because it seems to be inherently associated with this work in the minds of end users. So here's an example down here. There's been several motion pictures called Ben-Hur. Uh, this one in the example is very famous. You might have seen it. It had the actor Charlton Heston. It won several Academy Awards. So it has an expression that has this aspect ratio, and that gives it a very distinctive look. It's very unique for movies of its time. If you've ever seen the chariot race sequence, it really feels like you're in the middle of the chariot race because of this um, distinctive aspect ratio. So we record this value for aspect ratio of representative expression to describe the work because users intuitively think of that with the work, and it also helps to differentiate this Ben-Hur from the other moving image works called Ben-Hur. There's the one from 1925 that this one is a remake of, and there was also one done a couple of years ago. So that's all I have to say about representative expressions, but I definitely encourage you to go back to guidance and representative expressions and read through that section a couple of times and see what elements are available to describe works this way. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.